Hello and welcome back to Premier League Predictions, the show which does what it says on the tin. We're here to predict the final game week of the 2022-23 Premier League season. Game week 38 is finally here. Sort of sad, isn't it, Harry?
Yeah, it's going to put an end to what has been a brilliant season. Titles wrapped up by now, but still a lot to be decided. The relegation fight is far from over. Play European spots to be decided.
The Conference League. And depending on Chelsea Man United, we could have a Champions League spot for grabs as well.
It's going to be an exciting end to the season, but as you say, it's going to be disappointing to close the Premier League season once again.
But we're only 10 weeks away from the 2023-24 season.
Summer with internationals.
We do indeed. But shall we get into this final game week then? Of course, all games starting at the same time, 4:30 Sunday kickoffs. So we'll start from the top in alphabetical order with Arsenal, who welcome Wolves to the Emirates. How do you see the second place team, Arsenal, the runners-up Arsenal, faring in this game against Wolves?
I think Wolves will look pretty decent at times this season, but they're very up and down. And if you're Arsenal, you want to end this season on a high.
Yeah.
Finish this 38th game week, to show that they did really play well this season, because recently it hasn't been great. End on a high with a 3-0 win at home, and that'll be a nice way to finish off this season. Saka double and a Martinelli goal.
Yeah, fair enough. I will go... I think I follow a similar sentiment to you. I think Arsenal will look to finish in style. I think they'll win 4-0, and Arteta will be asking his lads why they didn't perform like this over the last few months, last 2 months. I will go for a Martin Odegaard double, a Martinelli goal, and a Gabriel goal. 4-0. Comfy 4-0 win at home for Arsenal. Up next, two sides who could be playing European football. It's Aston Villa versus Brighton. Now, Aston Villa, of course, the Conference League spot still up for grabs, provided they better Tottenham's result, or at least match Tottenham's result. Brighton, well, they're confirmed Europa League no matter what. They can't get any higher than that. Not a lot to play for, or nothing to play for Brighton. Everything to play for Aston Villa. How do you see this panning out? Will the nerves get the better of the villains? Or will Brighton already be on the beach?
Similar to Arsenal, Brighton are going to want to finish in style, put in a good performance to end the season. Villa, forget style, forget looking good. They're going to want to win here. They're at home. I think Villa Park is going to be absolutely bouncing because they want Villa fans want European football, and I think they're going to get it. I'm going to go 2-1 Villa with goals from Ramsey and Douglas Luiz. And a Brighton goal from Owen Ferguson.
You think there'd be a greater emphasis on performance for Aston Villa? Of course, they need to win this game. Brighton, they don't have that same sort of prerogative to win as Villa do. I do just think, though, that the occasion might get to the Villa players a little bit. I think they might choke here. I'm going to go Aston Villa 1, Brighton 1. Drop points, I think, potentially out of Europe. Obviously, we'll get on to the Tottenham Leeds game later. But I think maybe the occasion will get to Villa here. There's a lot of weight on those shoulders of those players who, to be honest, weren't expecting European fight this year. We're very much expecting to be facing off relegation. So they're very much the opposite end of the table. I don't know, maybe they'll just trip at the final hurdle.
I don't think it matters what Villa do, because Tottenham will find a way to do worse.
They always do, don't they? It's Tottenham at the end of the day. Up next, though, Brentford versus Man City. Brentford will be looking to stake a claim to a top half finish, which I don't remember where they're on the table, but I think they're in the top 10, and I think that is confirmed now, if I'm not mistaken. And Manchester City, well, they're the champions, so everything is already done here. Are City going to be sipping pina coladas and fielding a B-side, or are they going to go out for one last hurrah and batter Brentford?
It's gonna, I think. What? Yeah, it's just a bit of a weird game. Nothing to play for. Neither side's gonna really care. Not care.
Yeah.
I'll go 1-0 City, and it's gonna be Haaland.
It'll be something like that, won't it? Yeah, he'll want to get his tally up as many as possible. Equally, do City not play Haaland so he can better himself next year? Potentially.
Yeah,
I think this will be a comfortable win for Man City. I think they'll win 2-0. I think even if they field a weakened side, they should still beat Brentford.
Yeah.
And I think they'll want to see the season out on a high. So they may well field a strong team. The more points they get, the better at the end of the day. And they can still get those big points without fielding their strongest side. I will go for goals from Erling Haaland and from Phil Foden. He's looked quite good in recent weeks. I think if they're going to play any of the first teamers. I think it's more likely to be someone like Foden than it is. I don't think. Put it this way, I don't think Foden will start the Champions League final.
I mean, I think Jack Grealish is already pissed, so...
Yeah, I don't think Grealish... You don't want to play Grealish, he'll be hammered. But, I think Foden will... I think he'll be calm on the beers.
Alright, that's probably wise.
Probably why he'll start him. Up next then, Chelsea versus Newcastle. Very differing fortunes in terms of the season. So both these clubs, Chelsea, well, they will be lucky to finish in the top half. I don't even know if they mathematically can anymore. No, they can't. But they could still get 6 points from this season. We haven't seen the United-Chelsea game yet. But if we go off the basis they've lost, well, they'll be keen to get 3 points so they at least finish on 46. Newcastle, on the other hand, well, they're in the Champions League for next season. They're very happy about that. They've still got a game to go. They'll be looking to finish in style and finish third in the Premier League. How do you see this panning out?
Yeah, I think I look at all the games in this game where you can look at this might be the game that goes under the radar because neither side have got anything to play for, and it's not like it's City who are the champions. It's Chelsea who look better against Man City, but it was City's B side and they still lost 1-0.
Yeah.
I'm going 0-0.
Yeah, fair enough.
Chelsea don't score, but Chelsea are not too
I mean, if you look at how Newcastle played against Leicester, you probably don't want to...
Yeah, Newcastle, you can tell they've
predict many goals.
You can tell they've got Champions League football.
Well, they just got the point, didn't they? Yeah. They get the point over the line, they've got their Champions League football, they're buzzing. I think they're going to lose this game.
Wow.
I think Chelsea have got nothing to lose by going for this game. Newcastle will be trying to play for the draw, maybe resting a few players, maybe giving minutes to a few people who haven't got many minutes this season.
Yeah.
Chelsea, they're going to still go into every game with the hope they can just get a win. Because, you know, something to cheer about. I will go Chelsea 1, Newcastle 0. I think it'll be a Noni Madueke goal. I think he'll cut inside. And Kerr on top corner. I think people will start to go, you know what? If he can put in performances like that next year, maybe Chelsea...
the players have got
more of a hope.
Players who will want to impress.
Yeah, exactly. The players will know that these sorts of a performance in a game like this could give them more first team minutes or keep them at the club, potentially. So yeah, Chelsea players with a lot more to prove than the Newcastle players. Up next, Crystal Palace versus Nottingham Forest. Two sides who at one point in the season were both fighting relegation, but now are both safe. I think they'll be very pleased to be safe in the Premier League for another year. Forest confirmed it with a victory over Arsenal at the weekend. Palace have been safe for a couple of weeks now, following the heroics of Roy Hodgson. And yeah, merited off of that. Ebriki has been handed a spot in England's first team. I hope Palace will rest him so he can actually go this time. Because he was called up in the past, but picked up an injury.
Yeah.
But yeah.
These two teams for me are quite even on paper, and I think they're both at their strongest at home. So on the basis of that, I'm gonna go 1-0 Palace, just because they're at home. I think both sides have decently matched. I think it'll be an even game, but just because Palace at home and Forest on the road have not looked great, but at home that City ground is a fortress. They've got to travel to Selhurst Park here, and I think Roy Hodgson with one last hurrah of this Premier League season. It's going to be 1-0 Palace, and it'll be an Odsonne Edouard goal. I
would say that neither of these sides are excellent defensively. Like, even when Palace beat Leeds, it was 5-2. I think this is going to be a similar game. I'm going to go 5-4 Crystal Palace. I've not predicted a mental game yet. This is the final game week. Something mental always happens. Think back to a couple of years ago when Tottenham when Newcastle beat Tottenham 5-1.
It's the one game no one's watching.
Yeah, exactly. No one's paying much attention to Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, but Gibbs White's got a hat-trick. Elise's grabbed a brace. 2 goals from, I was going to say Benteke. I'll go Mateta. Does he start?
Edouard.
Okay, Odsonne Edouard. I will go a goal from Cheikh Doucouré. That's 5 for Palace. And then Gibbs White hat-trick and a Brennan Johnson goal. But 4 goals scored from Forest. No points taken from the game. Up next then, Everton versus Bournemouth. The home side, Everton. This game, by the way, first of our 3 big matches for this weekend. The 3 will be covering on TFC Live. Make sure to join us there. Premier League final day will be live an hour before the kickoffs for a big last stream of the season. Should be very exciting. Last Premier League stream of the season. We're going to have a guest. We're going to have a lot of fun. And should be a good long stream. But this is one of the very important games of the day. Everton fighting off relegation against a Bournemouth side who are already confirmed to have beaten the drop. A lot on the line for the Toffees here. Do you think they'll come unstuck, or could they actually save themselves from relegation?
They've looked really good recently. They've looked brilliant against Brighton. They look like a team that wants to stay in the Premier League, and that makes a lot of sense. I think Dwight McNeil hit a decent run of form as we head into his last game of the season.
Perfect sort of time, isn't it, for him?
Bournemouth they've been alright this season. They haven't been right at relegation, but they haven't been pushing on. They're not really too bothered. At Goodison, Everton are going to turn up 2-0 to the Toffees. McNeil goal and a Abdoulaye Doucouré goal, and they will put a lot of pressure on Leeds and Leicester.
Well, they'll relegate them.
Yeah, they will.
Won't they? Okay.
Maybe.
Let me look at
Yeah,
the
they
table quickly.
definitely will.
Isn't Everton are the ones currently not in the relegation zone?
Yeah.
Or is it Leeds?
No, it's Everton.
So if Everton just need to win,
Yeah.
and so they don't need to worry about anyone else.
There you go, guys. I think Everton will stay up.
So that's in the next two predictions. Yeah, Everton 2 points ahead of the other two. I think a similar thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think the same thing.
Boom.
Everton 1, Bournemouth 1.
Oh.
Dwight McNeil goal, Dom Solanke goal. That would put them onto 34 points.
Oh, don't just make them all tie.
No. Now the reason this is the reason this is interesting is if Leicester were to win and Everton draw, Leicester would stay up. But what are our
So could
predictions?
Leeds.
Well, so could Leeds would have to turn around goal difference quite.
If they could.
They'd have to win 4-0 against Tottenham. But yeah, what's your prediction Leeds Tottenham then? Is it 4-0 Leeds?
Leeds Tottenham, well, as I said, I think Everton are going to win, which would relegate Leeds anyway. But also they're going to try their best. And being at home, being at Ellen Road, they're going to give it a very good shot. They're going to win. They're going to win 2-1. And it's going to be one of those where they've won the game, but if Everton won, it doesn't matter. I'll go a Gnonto goal and a Ayling goal, and Tottenham's goal will come through Emerson Royale.
What
And
a
2-1
rogue
Leeds.
shout.
Leeds will be thinking, we're winning, but they'll be checking their phones, seeing that Everton are 2-0 up. It won't matter.
Tottenham's still got everything to play for.
And they're Tottenham.
Ryan Mason's got a whole career to
And?
manage for. Tottenham.
They've had countless occasions where they've had things on the line. and just
Tottenham
thrown it away.
3, Leeds 1.
Wow.
That's my prediction. I just think no matter how hard Leeds try, I don't think they're very good. I'm sorry, Leeds fans, but I don't even think the Leeds fans like their own squad at the moment. They're tragic. None of them really care. I think they're the team that are down already. I genuinely think there's no hope of them staying up. They've got the most difficult game on the final day. They're the worst team out of arguably all of the Premier League, other than Southampton.
yeah,
I don't. They're already Championship though, aren't they? But
They might as well have been this season.
yeah. So I will go Tottenham 3, Leeds 1. I'll go for a Leeds goal from, say, Liam Cooper. Does he start for him? Does he play?
No.
Okay, well, Weston McKennie then,
Right. Okay.
because he's done really well for them so far.
Yeah.
And the Tottenham goals will be a brace from Harry Kane, a goal from Heung-min Son, and they'll push themselves up into Europe, knocking Villa out.
Fair enough.
That's my prediction for the final day. Leeds down. Now Leicester West Ham. This game means nothing for you because you think Everton are going to win. So how do you think? Would you think Leicester will win and put the pressure on, or
Leicester will throw
do you think Leicester will be below Leeds?
Yeah. West Ham, because Leicester, I think Leeds, and there's something on the line, and they're at home. Ellen Road, absolutely fortress. I think there's something on the line they'll provide. I just think Leicester, they got a point against Newcastle, which massively helps them. But West Ham look pretty decent. They want to perform their best. They've got a Conference League final in 2 Wednesdays' time.
But are they going to rest up?
No.
Surely they do.
It's not for another 9 days.
Yeah. But why would you risk Declan Rice in this game? Why would you risk Jared Bowen? You need him for the final,
I still
no?
think they'd win 2-0. And I'll go
Okay.
goals from Lanzini, because he'll probably play, and Flynn Downs, because he'll also play.
Okay, I'm going to go 2-0 Leicester. I think West Ham will rest a lot more than you're expecting there. I think they'll... I know the Conference League final is still a while away, but you don't want to risk injuries, especially when they've got nothing left to play for. Leicester, it's going to be full strength. They're going to be everything they can. I think they'll win 2-0 and stay up. That's my prediction. I think they'll get it back from the death, and Everton, despite drawing with Bournemouth, will just go down. I think we'll be watching that game in the last minute, hoping for an Everton goal or something like that, and it just won't cut. You don't want Everton to stay up?
I don't know. I like Leicester. I like Dean Smith and John Terry.
I don't care for Leicester. I don't like Leeds. I hope they go down. But I want Everton to stay up just because they're the only side outside the top 6 who've been in every Prem season.
Yeah, I think it'd be more interesting to see Everton in the Championship than
Really?
in the league.
I think if anything, Leicester they'll be able to sell more players for more profit and be able to stay up. The problem is if Everton go down, they will be in such financial ruin that the club might just cease to exist. And I don't want that to happen, obviously. So I hope they stay up for that reason.
All right.
Up next then, two games which have very little meaning unless Manchester United lose
very little meaning.
to Chelsea. Probably isn't going to happen. But first up, Manchester United at home to Fulham. Of course, as we say, United should confirm Champions League on Thursday night. If they somehow lose away to Chelsea, I think it is away, can't remember. If they somehow lose that game, then they have to get a point here against Fulham, or Liverpool could nick some European football. Some Champions League football, sorry. So, will United probably already confirmed Champions League place by this point.
I'll say.
Do you think they'll go out in style against Fulham?
They won't lose at home to Chelsea, and they won't lose at home to Fulham. 2-0 United, goals from Bruno and Shaw.
Okay. I'm going to go 2-1 Fulham.
Why not?
Yeah, okay. So I think Chelsea will beat United. United lose to Fulham, Liverpool get Champions League.
No.
That's my prediction.
Really
I will go a Rashford goal for United, and then for Fulham, an Alexander Mitrovic double.
All right.
Up next then, Southampton versus Liverpool. Bottom of the league against 5th as it stands. Southampton are dead and buried, but as we saw last week, they put on quite the show against Brighton for a bit, and then they lost 4-1 or something. But they did put in an effort. Liverpool will be keen to steamroll them as they look for Champions League football.
I don't think there'll be anything to play for Liverpool, and relegated teams always play well for some reason. 2-1 Southampton. Liverpool goal from Salah to open the scoring, but then Southampton will respond through a James Ward-Prowse free kick.
I was going to say, who else is it going to be?
And a James Ward-Prowse penalty.
No, wow.
And they'll win 2-1.
Fair enough. Southampton referred to Liverpool's B-side in recent years, so they've got a little bit of affiliation here, and I think they'll roll over for Liverpool once again. I'm going to go Southampton 0, Liverpool 5. I think that's going to put a miserable end to Southampton's era in the Premier League. I will go for a Mo Salah brace, a Cody Gakpo goal, a Firmino goal in his last ever Liverpool appearance, and a goal for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool 5, Southampton 0.
Fair enough.
Yeah, an interesting set of predictions for all of us there. If you want to put your predictions in the comments below, that'll be very much appreciated, and keep the conversation going down there. Whether you want to talk about any of the games that are happening this week, or any other football news or headlines or stories, then get them in the comments, and we'll make sure to reply to every single one of you. Or if you want to share your thoughts on our predictions, if you think I'm completely mental for predicting Leicester to stay up and Tottenham to get Europe and Liverpool to get Champions League, then tell me so. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here. It massively helps us out. We're trying to hit 2.5k subs this year. We're very close to 1.5k. Would be nice to hit that before the conclusion of the Premier League on Sunday. Or at least by the time we're rocking around to the Europa League final. By the end of May, ideally. But if we could hit it Sunday, that would be great. If you're listening on Spotify, then make sure to press all the great buttons that do great things. But that is all we've got time for today. Thank you all very much for watching or listening, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.